What is going on, guys? Jack here and welcome to episode 13 now of the Bristol Rovers Career Mode. And we're going to start this episode off firstly by going into a game against Wycombe Wanderers, playing this and already scoring an early goal with Brunt. Brunt is on fire at the moment. He's been scoring goal after goal after goal for us. He's really doing well, and he's one of the main reasons I'm so high up in first place. You know, no team is touching us. The team that's closest to us is probably, I'd say, Cheltenham Town, and they're not even close to us, to be honest. We're about 12 points ahead of them at the moment, and Clarkson getting another one there to make it 2-1, and luckily that was the winner 1 minute just after they equalised. So, you know, very good work from him once again, and it's good to see that he's come back from his injury after breaking his ankle, I think it was, and really doing well for the team. But you can see here we're going into a squad report, and if you want to see any of the players' growth, especially Tom Parks, up to 63 overall, you know, that's really good from him. And yeah, all these players are really growing fast now, and it might be because their morale is so good because we're winning so many games. Frank Doyle, can't wait to see him improve. He's our youth star, not our scout future star, but he is one of our youth stars, and he's going to be fantastic in the future. But, you know, it's a shame that I think it would be really cool if they added it so that the regenerated players or whatever, they do have faces, but, you know, it's not too much of a problem. It doesn't matter if they don't have a face. I guess they're not even real players, so, you know, you're not really going to expect too much from that. But, guys, I did make a mistake. In the last episode, I thought it was very close to the January transfer window, as in only a couple of days away, and I thought I'd be covering it in this episode. But when I went onto the career mode, I realised that I was actually in December, the 1st of December, not the 1st of January. So, you know, it's going to be next month. But I have already inquired into all of those players that you have suggested. Every single one of them that you have suggested that I will probably go for. As long as they weren't too expensive. You know, if I'm going to be getting a player like Backley, that's not going to happen. I'm telling you now. Well, you would know that, to be honest. And yeah, I'm only going to be going for players that may happen, may not, but I think we really do need to strengthen up our defence because, you know, our midfield is really good. Our attack is okay. I think it's just our defence and goalkeeping position because it's such a shame Steve Mildenhall is retiring. I wish there was something that, I don't know, there was just something in career mode that would prompt a player not to retire, such as the fact that I'm playing him in every single game. Surely that's a good indication that you're still wanted at this team. Don't retire. We really need you, you know. And that's just really annoying that he is retiring. And, you know, it's going to be a big loss when he does retire at the end of the season because he just played absolutely fantastically. And it's going to be sad to let him go, but you guys have suggested me a few goalkeepers down in the comment section below, so, you know, that's always good to know that you guys are giving me suggestions, and thank you for all of those suggestions. I have inquired into them, as I have said already. But, you know, nevertheless, we are going into this game against Plymouth Argyle, I think it is, and I think we've already played them this season, and I'm pretty sure that this is Durrell Berry's old team that I did purchase him from. I think it was the deadline day that I actually purchased him. And you can see we are absolutely tearing shit apart. I mean, look at that. 51 points at the top of the table. Cheltenham Town are nowhere near us. They are not even in touching distance of us. We're really storming through. And Jill with a fantastic through ball. But unfortunately, Brunt couldn't finish his dinner there. And that was a real shame because I thought he would have been able to score that and score his 12th goal in the league. But nevertheless, I relied on Maximilian Clayton. Thank you for scoring that, making it 1-0 in the 19th minute. What a fantastic goal that was. Cutting inside, just absolutely obliterating the right back there. I bet he didn't see that coming, and, you know, a very fantastic finish into the bottom right-hand corner. Really good goal, especially watching it on the replay. It had a lot of power and swerve on it, so, you know, it was always travelling away from the goalkeeper. Much harder for him to save it, and we do manage to make it 1-0 in this game. And this game was very good. You know, we'd created a lot of chances early on, and that really did set us out for the game, I guess. And you can see Brunt picks up the ball here late on in the first half, and he crosses it into the head of Max Clayton, and he does indeed get his second goal of the game. Doing very well, and so close to that hat-trick now. That hat-trick that, well, he hasn't got since he's come here. And that would be fantastic if he could get this against Plymouth Argyle. They really weren't playing too well in this game. They weren't passing the ball around enough, and they were losing possession very easily, as you saw there. That was a prime example of them losing possession and me counter-attacking on that and catching them off guard. And that does make it 2-0. And that does mean we do go into half-time 2-0 up. And that's a very, very good result. Playing very, very well in this game so far. And it seems to me that our strikers are starting to prove worthy. And it looks like I'm not really going to be purchasing any striker if they carry on performing like this, I guess. You know, we've got Clarkson, we've got Brunt, we've got Clayton, and I think we've got Elliot Richards as well, although I'm not playing him recently because he's not in the best of form, and I still do want to offer him a new contract because he's one of the highest rated players at the club at the moment. I think he's 62 rated overall, and he's still quite young. He's a Welsh youngster, and I really want to see him progress at the club, but Clayton really should have finished that again, picking up the ball off the defensive error. And unfortunately, the goalkeeper does come out on top in that one. And very, very powerful shot. But the goalkeeper had come off his line, so maybe it was best to finesse the shot. But nevertheless, from this corner, we do manage to score. McChrystal, I think that is, with the header. What a fantastic header that was if it was McChrystal. Because, you know, he hasn't been playing too well recently either. You know, when he has been in the first team with Gary Kenneth. Baldy McBaldy, as I like to call him. But, you know, he has done well there, getting a goal, and you know, 3-0 was a very good result, and coming away from this game with a clean sheet as well, you know, that's always a bonus. And Mildenhall once again putting in a great performance. EA really need to add that, you know, players aren't going to retire. Well, no, that's a lie. Players are going to retire, but the thing is, I think Paul Scholes retired from Man United, if I'm right in saying. I'm not 100% sure about this, but if I am wrong, then I do apologise. But I'm pretty sure Paul Scholes retired, and then Man United asked if he wanted to come back and play, as they were short on midfielders. I think it was last season, and he did come back and play. So, you know, that's always, I think that's something that EA really should add in career mode, because it is kind of realistic in a way, and it would add another kind of, I don't know, it adds something more interesting and revitalising to career mode, because at the moment career mode's kind of the same as it was in FIFA 13, although I still do enjoy it as much as I did in FIFA 13, although it's a lot harder to grow players this year than it was last year, mainly because the growth system has changed a little bit. But nevertheless, we are going into this FA Cup second round game against Crewe Alexandra, and what do you know? We managed to match up against Max Clayton's old club in the FA Cup. This was going to be an interesting game, you know, seeing if Max Clayton can score against his old club, because he had been playing very, very well before that, getting 2 goals in the last game, and they almost get an early goal there, Crewe Alexandra, but luckily, I'm pretty sure if Max Clayton was there playing for them, he would have finished that, you know. He's been playing very well recently, finishing harder chances than that, and you can see here Clayton, what vision that is to find Brunt there, and oh, so unlucky. Just clipped the outside of the post there and went out. The goalkeeper may have had that covered, but, you know, it was still a very good shot, and, you know, it was always curving away from the goal. So, you know, that was a good chance wasted once again, and a strange ball there to Clarkus, I think, or Clucas, I think that's how you say his name. I'm not 100% sure though. Clarkus doesn't sound at all right, to be honest, when you're saying it. And John Joe O'Toole on the rebound, having a volley there, and, you know, it wasn't high enough to trouble the goalkeeper. It did have enough power on it though, nevertheless, and, you know, that's probably the reason it didn't trouble the goalkeeper as much. But we do go into half-time 0-0, despite having very good chances in the game, and I thought we probably could have scored, but, you know, nevertheless, you know, 0-0 isn't too bad at half-time, but we really want to be winning this FA Cup game, because I know that the FA Cup is certainly better for funds, because, well, it's certainly better for funds than the Capital One Cup is, especially if you progress through quite far, and, you know, that money, that extra money would just be perfect if I can get fairly far in the FA Cup, because that means I could bring in some more players that you guys have suggested, because I really want to do that, because you guys in the end are the deciders of who to bring into the club and who not to bring into the club in essence. But you can see that the game does end 0-0. What a stale second half that was. Really, really bitter to draw that game. I thought we'd maybe sneaked away with a 1-0 win, possibly, but you know, it wasn't that interesting. You know, 6 shots, 1 on target. I wasn't clinical at all. But guys, if you have enjoyed this episode of Career Mode and want more Career Mode from me, please like and subscribe. It really helps out my channel, and I'll see you next time for another episode. Thanks for watching.